All right. I think we're happening. I think it's all happening now. Yeah, we're at 10 seconds. A whole 10 seconds. Yeah. Hi guys. Hello, hello. Lori here from the Goodbye Good Girl Project. Here is where we embrace the feminine, we break the MF and rules and make a difference. We do. We break the rules and we make a difference. Let me put some light on the subject being me, and then you can see what the hell's going on. What a concept. What a concept, I'm telling you. So how are ya? It's Friday. What the hell, man? This is a good thing. There's just something psychologically about Friday, even if you no longer do regular kinds of work. There's just something about Friday. What can I tell you? Right? Okay, so this is a big, big day, you guys. Big day. Big. Huge. Big day. Big day astrologically. Big day astrologically. Okay. Now, why is it a big day astrologically? Because it is. This particular day, astrologically, has not happened since the fall of Atlantis. And that's all about our evolution, what the human race is going through right now. Marvelous, marvelous. Hello, darling. Hello, my marvelous, marvelous. Here, I need to put light on me. There we go. This is my spotlight. This is this is my what the hell are you? You're a lamp. I knew there was a word there. So I've got to tell you, I saw a movie last night that you all have to see. You have got to see this movie. It's called Hail Mary, and you just got to go see it. I'm sorry, you just have to. It's so beautiful. It is the only movie. Um, I'm very enthusiastic about people. Yes. Yes. Randy's here now. Rose was here. Francis was here. I don't know who's here. Who's here? Listen, this is me. I'm Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project. I teach women leaders how to break the rules so that they can make a damn difference in the way that they want to. Because, oh God, have we had our feet chained to the ground? Have we not? Have we not? Yes, we have. We've had our damn feet chained to the ground. See, now I said that and somebody named Agree came into the somebody agreed with me at least for a minute. Let me pull a card for the collective here for us. See where we are, what we might need to be reminded of, right? All right. We're in a crazy time, y'all. Are you sick of it? Are you like, is it over yet? And here's the thing, it's gonna be over, but the changes are not gonna be over. So we've got to do things very differently than we're used to doing them. And that makes us pissed off and scared, and that's fair. I get it. I totally get it. And I've done a lot of transformation, literal transformation. And now, like every day, I get to shift and change and not have to step into tethering my internal horse to like crap. Like I don't have to sit and feel crappy all day. And I used to spend years in feeling crappy, no lie. So, oh my God, I love that name. When the world, what is it? When the world falls, oh God, help me. When words fail, music speaks. Yes, I love it. Okay, this card just fell out of the tarot deck. One of the best cards in the deck. We are going to show up, you guys. We are showing up. We are showing up. And this is what is necessary. We're in such a time of change. The thing that makes change really suck to us a lot is that we want to get to stability and we just haven't had a lot of practice in being in the uncertain. Well, here we are in the uncertain. We've got Orange Nightmare in the White House. We've got all kinds of crap going down and we're like, oh no, we're done for. We're not done for. We are not done for. We are just beginning. We're just beginning. We are the start of the new, and we are it. What do we have to remember? We have to remember to stick together. we've got to remember that this is going to be a time of community, of rebuilding. Sarah from Ohio, I am from Ohio. Nice to see you. Cincinnati here. This is what we have to do if we want to move into doing life the way it is supposed to be done. Oh my God. Aren't you sick to death of all of the bull? Aren't you done? Ain't you tired, Miss Hilly? I mean, what? I'm so sick of so many things. I'm so sick of the gurus out there, the marketing gurus and the 25-year-old guys going, I'm rich, you could be too. You couldn't be rich if it weren't for your mama. So stop it. Stop telling me there are answers that will fit everybody, because that's not how it works. The card was the Three of Cups. 3 women dancing together. I could look for it for a while, but that would not be a good use of your time or mine. So, we are moving into a period, you guys, of community. Now, I went and had myself a nice little nervous breakdown at the end of my 20s, and I ended up in therapy. I also ended up, after a few years, in group therapy, same therapist, group of women. I learned so much from that. I grew so much from that. I started to come out of thinking that what I think is what everybody thinks. And I came out of thinking that what I think is what everybody should think. Now, I had to come into another place of, but what I think is what I think. And I had to come into that place where I'm both flexible and I know what works for me. I know what I believe. I don't believe it rigidly, but I know who I am, and I can tell you who I am based on what I feel. And this is what I want you to have. Hi, Paid Slayer. I want you to have yourself as your proof of safety, as your proof of existence, as your proof that you matter. Because I don't know if you know this, but Paid Slayer, I am glad to see your name, lady. Good to see you. But we came into a patriarchal castle. We were born free people. We were born as whole and complete people. Masculine and feminine, mind and emotion. The whole deal. Real deal. And then we came into this patriarchal Age of Pisces setup, where the primary rule that you have to know and embody and hula mama, hi baby, aloha. The one rule that we were taught to follow, and it's not just external, we've internalized it. The one rule is how you feel doesn't matter because you don't matter. How's that for an effed up rule? How you feel doesn't matter because you don't matter. Not true. In fact, you can tell that that is patriarchal oppression because the opposite is true. How you feel matters more than anything, because it's the vibration that goes out and creates your life in the format that you want it to be in. It goes out and creates the weather of your life. It's not good luck and bad luck. It's your energy. It's not good luck or bad luck. Alarming, yes. True, also yes. It doesn't mean anything is your fault. It doesn't mean that this is also a patriarchal thing. It's like, I call it a patriarchal loop. Anything that you tell yourself that comes back to self-blame, making you feel bad, making you feel disempowered, making you feel less strong, is a patriarchal loop. Patriarchal loops are made to bring you back into like, yes or 3 bags full. Patriarchal loop is, thou shalt feel less than, and you shall feel like you are smaller than your whole world, and you are a victim to your life. This is what we're coming out of now. The Age of Aquarius is not about that. And we came into the Age of Aquarius just last year. Okay, we're talking thousands and thousands of years to get here. Thousands and thousands of years to get here. And here we are. Oh my God, here we are. And instead of going, okay, let me see what that even means, we are understandably freaked out. We're like, what the F is going on? What's happening? Why? Where do I hide? It is so, oh, it is so, it's so, I can't think of the right word. Tempting. It is so tempting to think, let me pick up my passport and just move. I'll just leave. I'll leave the US. It'll be great. But the whole entire human race is evolving. Where are you going to go to avoid that? And the actual evolution, once we understand what it is so positive, you wouldn't want to leave it. I want to thank you guys for showing up today. I'm Lori. My company is called the Goodbye Good Girl Project, and I teach that your limitations are not even yours. I teach women leaders how to break the internalized patriarchal rules so they can make a damn difference. And it's all about embodiment. It's all about things like you are already healed, and you have to practice that. You have to practice the truth instead of continuing to let me go to 19 more workshops and spend thousands more dollars on somebody else's answer. You got to find your own answer, and that's what I'm here to help you do, because I am unrelenting about you are it. The kingdom of God is within you. If you are into like some spiritual texts and stuff, it's literal. The kingdom of God is your brain. It's your heart. It's your nervous system. It's not your kingdom. It's you. So I'm unrelenting, and I use my acting. When I work with people, I use my acting, because acting is not about pretending. Acting is about letting yourself feel what you would honestly feel if you were in that situation. When you do that, you've got to be vulnerable. You've got to be real. You've got to be authentic. You got to not lie to yourself. And when you do that, suddenly you have transformed, baby, because now you're not hiding from you. It's not about other people. You don't need to hide from you. And we've all been hiding from ourselves because we were trained to do it. It's not our fault. Do you understand? It's not your fault. It's not. Would you guys hit the hearts for me, please, and get this out to the FYP? I would appreciate it. And if you want to, follow me, I'm down with that. Let's do it. Oh, and share it out too. That'd be cool. Our Hulu Mama, yes, limited beliefs. Now, limiting beliefs. Here's the thing, Hulu Mama and everybody else. We were taught that the feminine didn't matter, right? We were taught that your emotions don't matter, how you feel doesn't matter. But I want to ask you something. When you have had a moment or a day or a morning or an afternoon or a night where you felt freaking fantastic, you just sort of fell into feeling great, or you fell in love, or you got the job, or the whatever it is, and you felt like, yes! Didn't the rest of your life go better for a while? And for a while, it could be an hour, I don't care. Did that not resonate through your experience? Didn't your perspective change? Didn't you suddenly feel a little more positive, just naturally? Not the kind of thing where you go, I have to think more positively. No, when you felt better, didn't you suddenly think more positively? Yes, that's how it works. That's how your system works. This is the physics and the physical, the medical nature of your body. This is how it works. Energetically, when you feel better, you do better. When you feel better, you see better, meaning with more clarity. When you're panicked, you can't access your brain. When you are really good in panic, you cannot think clearly. Now, we've been trained to look at that and go, well, that means something's wrong with me. Excuse me? No, it doesn't. It means your body is operating the way your body's meant to operate. Your attention goes from here into in here to fight or flight. It's how you're hardwired as a human being. Now, that said, you can change that a lot. What you can change is not that mechanism, but what you can change is how often you go into being panicked. And my authority on this is me. 40 years of clinical depression and anxiety. 40. started gently introducing slightly different feeling, slightly better feeling thoughts into the nightmare that I was living, and healed the depression and anxiety in 5 days. What? Thank you for the share, Marvelous. This is not because I am all that, okay? This is because I get to experience this and share with you how freaking powerful you are and why it is that you're not seeing it yet and that it's not your fault. Because the one thing that the patriarchal loops love to do for us is make it our fault. They love to keep us fighting ourselves. They love to keep us fighting each other. They love the battle. The hidden escape tunnels through the patriarchal walls are your emotions. Your ability to give yourself some mercy, your ability to see the pattern and go, oh, I'm beating up on myself again, aren't I? And to understand that when you interrupt that pattern, you are doing something fantastically important. You're giving yourself room to rise. You're giving yourself room to escape. It's a big deal. Now, I just said a whole bunch of stuff, and I've said a lot of it before, all of it before. But is there anybody in here who's going, what the hell are you talking about? What are you saying? There was a woman in my live this morning who was asking me, how do we get out of the stuckness of, of these limiting beliefs, And one of the main things for me in that moment or those days when I did that was when I cured that depression and anxiety, was that I gave myself some oxygen. I gave myself some room between me and it. I didn't know that's what I was doing, but that's what I was doing. It's the same thought as meditation. If you can have a little bit of room, and I call it oxygen, between you and the thing you're looking at, suddenly it's not you. It's not, you can't go, well, that's just me, and then give up. It's not you. It's something else. And so you can make some shifts, some changes to that. And that's pretty awesome. Limiting beliefs, most of our limiting beliefs, and I really think most of them, if not all of them, come from two places. Our brain's natural setting that says, here's what's happened, so I'm going to warn you so you don't do it again. So that's one place. And then the other place is the patriarchal castle. Because when you build a life on you don't matter, when you've internalized the rule of you don't matter and how you feel doesn't matter, what are you in for the rest of your life? You're in victimhood. You're in self-protection. I mean, that's the basic place that you live from. And how can you possibly, when you're living there vibrationally, when you're living there in your nervous system, in your brain, and you're living there unchallenged because you think it's just reality, how do you do all of the amazing things that you thought you came here to do? How do you do those? So my teachings have nothing to do with here's the 3-step process. Bullshit. It's not. There's no 3-step process to you. You are magic. You are freaking magic. You are a gift, a never-ending gift of unfolding, wrapped in a lot of shoulds and shouldn'ts, wrapped in a lot of garbage about you don't matter and your feelings don't matter, when in fact, with those things, you make the patriarchal castle irrelevant. So that's real power. Oh my God. Just, let me go back to the cards. Let's just do some cards. Who wants a reading? Who's needing a reading in here? There's 3 of us. We got time. Let's see. What do we need to know? Hulu Mama? Okay, you got it. Hulu Mama. God, when I tune into you, I just see a lot of flowers, which sounds obvious, doesn't it? But that's what I'm seeing. Not just seeing them, but like feeling. It's interesting. All right, what does Hulu Mama need to hear or see or look into? We pulled one card to start with, King of Cups. This is not about being a man. The King of Cups knows his emotional, or she will say, knows her emotional body and has the ability to work with the emotions. I don't want to say the word master emotions because that sounds like you wrestle them to the ground and kill them. And what I'm getting about you, Hulu Mama, is that that's not your jam anyway. You're not a control freak in that way. Like your emotions are very lush. I think that's why I keep seeing flowers. Your emotions are very, very lush. The next card that came out for you is the Hermit. So you may be in a time where you're needing to set boundaries around that, around emotion. You may be in a time where you're needing some self-protection in terms of needing time away from people. And so this card is saying that that's a good thing. That's self-protection. That is self-nurturance. Okay, that's self-nurturance. And that's a really good thing. Is any of that resonant, or am I completely off the chart there for you, Hulu Mama? And do you have any questions about what I said? Oh, you want another one? Okay. Are you busy right now, Hulu Mama, trying to make a decision about something? This is so dark. Why is it so dark? Oh well. This would indicate that you are wanting to make a decision. The screen went blank. Oh dear. Oh, I'm spot on. Oh, that's lovely. So I'm thinking that this has something to do with this card also. It's like in order to make this choice, you need to take time for you. You need to marshal your emotions within yourself. Okay? You need to spend time with your emotions, and you need to give them the respect and the listening that they deserve. For all of us, this is what we're having to learn now. This is the big, as far as I'm concerned, this is what I teach. This is my main thing. It's been my main driver throughout my life. Emotion. Every single thing that we ever do is because we think we're going to feel better if we do it. It's always based on how we feel. Always. So if you're trying to make a decision about something, it is super important to listen to the emotional component of it, because that's what we have been taught to ignore. And in ignoring that, we are ignoring, I kid you not, 90%. 90% of the information that we need to make decisions that are aligned with our highest, best good. Because when you say the feminine doesn't matter, the emotions don't matter, the intuition doesn't matter, I don't matter, what are you basing all your decisions on? This. Oh, happy birthday ahead of time. That's an awesome age. Absolutely awesome. You want to move back to Hawaii. Okay, so you're trying to decide whether to move to Hawaii, it sounds like, or when. I know it's expensive in Hawaii. I don't know if that's part of what's got you, in your deliberations. But my God, could anything be further from Hawaii than Arizona in terms of like, you know, what do you call it? 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 Anyway, Arizona, dry. Hawaii, yes. Hawaii, lovely. So the answers that oh, Survivor's back. Hi, honey. Welcome back. There's so much now that is available online. And the big question is always for each of us, how do we make use of that so that we can create our own economies and we can do also some of that stuff together? Because I think that's the way it's going to be. And I think it's the way it's always been meant to be is we work together, we create new economies together, we form little tiny not really businesses, like everybody could have their own business, but we work together much more as like little groups of women who say, here, I can do this part and I'll do this part. And like, I like doing t-shirts and I like doing finances and I like doing blah, 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 and we come together and we make it work. Oh, you just got back today. It's not exchanges. I didn't explain it well. It's not exchanges. It's we're like for me, let me do this as a for instance. I want to create merchandise. I want to create t-shirts with wonderful expressions on them. I don't have time to do all of the things that I want to do. And I'm not a captain of industry with like millions at my disposal where I can hire like teams of people to do shit for me. So what if I knew a person who I could work with who loves to design t-shirts? And I said, look, this is my brand and you're going to help me with this. And then we're going to work out the money situation so that it's not like 90-10, which is the way that the old way has been forever, which is freaking ridiculous. But we benefit from each other. Like we work out a way that maybe we market each other. It's going to be, yes, it's honorable minions. Oh my God, I love it. That's a great phrase too. Honorable minions. Yes. Yes. And you have to find other people who are really ethical and who are full of heart. And also who are full of clarity, because I'm sorry, I'm also not going to go into that place where I go, well, I'm going to give you 90% and I'll only take 10. That's not happening either. That's over too. That's done. No, I intend to be extremely freaking well off. Yeah. And right now, I have a friend who is helping me with video, with social media. I'm paying her. And she's like, I really don't like being paid by the hour. And I'm like, I don't really like doing things by the hour, but I can tell you that based on what I can pay you, it would be this much per hour for this many hours a week. What do you think you could accomplish in that time? Or what do you think you want to do? And here's what I'm trying to do. And let's come together and let's figure it out. And so we're doing it. And it's so cool because while, in effect, I'm the boss, I contact her and I go, do you have time to meet today? Like, can we, she's like, yeah, give me 2 hours, because she's got her business that she's doing. So we do this more interactive sort of like, let's make this work. But it works because she's got the same kind of ethics that I do. She's got a work ethic. She's got a responsibility to the work. She's got a responsibility to me without downplaying herself. She's communicative. I need people to be communicative, otherwise we're done. If you're going to sit there and just not communicate with me, I can't. What are we doing? So you find the people who really match your style. And you collaborate. Exactly, Marvelous. You collaborate and you each are doing what is your strength, what you love doing. Hey, it ain't going to be perfect, but it's going to be a damn sight better than the corporate stuff we've been doing, where you've got people at the top making 7-8 figures, and you've got somebody in the mailroom making 30,000 a year holding up the sky. Not to mention Not to mention the administrative assistants, of whom I was one, who really do hold up the sky. Enough. This gap between the people who do the actual work and the people who sit and think about, enough. I get that the people above should be making more of the money, they bear more of the responsibility, et cetera, et cetera. But there shouldn't be like an 80% gap. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Once you get to a certain point, you don't need billions of dollars. You don't need multi-millions either. It's not going to protect you from life. You're still going to die, okay? Get over it. Live your life while you're here. I'm so tired of my own bullshit. And that's where the personal growth stuff comes in for me, is I see where my limitations or my limiting thinking holds me. And instead of going, oh, you're doing it again, which is the patriarchal loop. Oh, you stupid, you're doing it again. Nope. That's just keeping me in it. Nope. I'm doing it again. I'm being mean to myself. Okay. Is that helping me? No, it's not helping me. It's not helping me. Well, then what else do you do? A little tenderness, a little kindness, a little relief. Try doing something a little different. This is going to reset your nervous system. This is going to reset your brain. I'm doing it all the time now. I mean, this is my focus. I want it to be your focus if you want it. I can't insist on anything. I ain't you. But I'm telling you that the difference that it makes in the quality of my life to give myself an emotional break, to like not be beating the crap out of myself, is immeasurable. It's immeasurable. It's so different. Instead of endless suffering, it's chosen relief. And more chosen relief, and more chosen relief, and then joy that emerges naturally from it. Positivity that emerges naturally from it. Not, I have to think positively. I've got to think positively. Think positive. Yeah, that's working. I got to try really hard not to try hard. Yeah, that's working. Come on. You know it's not working. And you've been brainwashed, along with the rest of us, into believing that effort is the only way you get anywhere, and it's absolute nonsense. That's not the way energy works, and you, my darling, are energy. You're not the body that has to break through brick walls to get out of your apartment. You turn a knob. Start thinking about how easily there are certain changes that you make, certain changes of state that you make. You turn the knob of the door. You don't have to break through it. This is called the path of least resistance. It's just one tiny, tiny example. Path of least resistance. I can either try to break the thing down with my shoulder, or I can turn the door and open it. I know, it sounds obvious. But the point is, when you are pushing really, really, really hard, you are creating more resistance and more pain and more suffering for yourself. And this is what the patriarchal castle wants for us. They want us in the castle. The castle says, thou shalt suffer and thou shalt never win, because how you feel doesn't matter and you don't matter. So you're going to have to fight through your life. You're just going to have to fight all the way through your life. The feminine version of this, the feminine inclusive version, is the art of allowing. The art of allowing. The paths of least resistance. The balance, the perfect balance, where the feminine leads with, I have a thought, I have an idea. The masculine goes, how can I support this? How can I protect this idea? Let's move forward. And then together they go, and they make the thing happen. Versus what we've had for the last age of Pisces, which is masculine first, masculine first, masculine first. Jesus Christ. Get out of my face. Is it any wonder that women are going, I think I'm done. I think I'm done dating. I think I'm done getting married. Who can live under that kind of control? And the men suffer from it in a different way. So, enough already. Time to put the feminine first. And I don't care if you're a woman or a man. I don't care. Your feminine comes first because you can't do anything unless you're born first. Feminine precedes. Sorry if that bothers you, but it'll also save your damn life. Allowing yourself to be kind to you. That's a feminine thing. Allowing yourself to take a breath. That's a feminine thing. Allowing yourself to be creative in how you think. That's a feminine thing. Allowing yourself to question what you think you believe that you've taken for granted. That's a feminine thing. Investigation, inspiration, intuition, epiphanies, creativity. Feminine, 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 feminine. What I understand about this from others that I've read and listened to is that 90%, 90% of our consciousness is about the feminine. The masculine is about the intellect. It's about strategy, sort of the forward movement, like what's the goal, And your brain is hardwired to tell you what has happened. It does its job. It's very good at its job. Hey, remember the last time you saw somebody in purple, they hurt you. So you see that person in purple, cross the street so you're not walking next to them. Your brain does its job. But your brain will never, ever, 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 ever come up with an idea. It will translate it for you. It'll hold it for you. It'll frame it for you. It'll remind you of it. But it won't create it. That's the feminine. Oh, I have an idea. Feminine. Oh, look at these 5 things. I'm gonna synthesize them and come up with something brand new. Feminine. And then the masculine executes. This is all at work within all of us. So anytime you despise the feminine, you're despising 90% of you. It's what we've been taught to do, and we've got to stop now. But you can't just stop things. We don't really have that ability, honestly. We have to let in something else. We have to let in the feminine to help us grow that which naturally heals us. And I love the way Abraham Hicks talks about it. Abraham says, you're like a beach ball held beneath the water. If you would just take your hands away, you'd pop back up. That is us. But we take that to mean, okay, now I have to go work on myself. I have to go find out where I'm screwed up and I have to fix me. And what I'm saying, what I'm bringing into the world is a different perspective on that, which will get you off the hook. It'll get you out of the fix-it mode, which is, there's nothing wrong with you. You've been programmed to look at things a certain way. And the answer for this is to interrupt the pattern. You have to interrupt the pattern. You have to notice that you've been trained, like all the rest of us, to be mean to you. And so you want to interrupt the pattern. You're going, I was sitting here, this is a great example. I was sitting here, I was looking at the computer was giving me an absolute fit today. I had to restart this thing 4 times in a row. My cursor froze and I couldn't do anything. And I'm sitting here like this, like, and I suddenly had the awareness, I interrupted the pattern. The awareness interrupts the pattern. I was like, you're sitting here giving a face, feeling all screwed up in your belly and your whole body is tight. You're ticked at this machine. Is that helping you? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God. And I started to laugh. And guess what? The next time I restarted the computer, it was fine. Our energy is intermixed with other energies. It's not responsible for absolutely everything. You're not the God, right? You're not like, oh, I feel this way, therefore the whole world's going to feel this way. No. But your energy is included in all of ours that creates this crazy ass world we're in. But, forget all that. Forget all that. Your quality of life, who you are, how you feel about you, We are so hard on ourselves. We're so hard. And the pattern has to be interrupted in real time. Because I know we go to different workshops and we look at things on social media and like beautiful designs of, be kind to yourself and you are all that is. And we read these things and something in us softens and we feel better, right? What we don't get is that we can do that for ourselves. That's the bridge you want to cross. That's the footbridge you want to cross. From I have to find that permission slip to rest, to relax, to open, to allow, to be feeling a little bit better. I have to look for that. We keep thinking I have to look for that permission slip outside of me. And you don't. You don't have to wait for that. If you're as impatient as I am, you don't. This is good news. You don't have to look outside. You can get permission slips from outside too, but you also get them from inside, where you go, oh, look at that. Ugh. And you go, oh man, I can't do this. I can't. Screw this. I'm going to go watch an episode of Star Trek, or I'm going to turn off the computer and take a walk. I'm going to take a nap. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Another card just popped out. This is really about us with us. It's about the masculine and the feminine. But it's the divine masculine and feminine. It is not the toxic. It is not domination. It's not about that. But the only person who's going to be able to give you that experience is you. And the way to it is not to strive, and it is not to work so hard that you're killing yourself, and it's about how you feel. Weird, right? After all this, it's just about how you feel. Do I want to do this thing? Or do I want to do this thing? Your head wants to, there's a right answer that there's not a right head answer. There's a which one do I feel better or do I feel stronger about doing? Now you're putting your safety in your own hands and you're putting your direction in your own hands. And there's nothing better than that, truly. Especially in an age like this where the externals are breaking down. We've got to be able to learn to trust what we feel because our nervous systems are sonar. Our emotions are sonar. So start with little things, okay? Start with little things. Do I want this for dinner or that for dinner? I mean it. Start that small. Do I want this kind of chocolate? You're standing in the store. Do I want this kind of chocolate or that? Which makes me feel better? What? Try it. Start letting yourself pay attention to yourself because yourself has been waiting for you to do that the whole time you've been alive. And yeah, you can go, yeah, I know, I pay attention to me. Yeah, not to your emotions. And I'm telling you that that's true because we've been enculturated to ignore it. So to whatever degree you're already doing it, you can do it even more. That's what I do. I do it as much as I can. I mean, I basically live here now. I used to live out there. I used to live up here and out there. What is the right thing? What is the right way? So everything was based on a limitation. The limitation, what do they need? What do they want? What do I think they need? Limitation, I don't matter. Therefore, I better find another way to figure out where I can go to be safe and loved and happy and fulfilled and cared about. And instead, I pay attention to here. What am I feeling? I had a big lesson about, and this is in small ways, you guys. Don't start thinking that I am telling you that you're supposed to lift 100-pound weights with this right now. I'm not. I'm not. It's always going to be 2-pound weights. It's always going to be 1 or 2 pound weights that feel like they're 100-pound weights. But it's not going to be 100-pound weights. Let me tell you what I mean. I had surgery on an eye. I had whatever they call those things. Anyway, I had a surgery. And there is a man that I know through a writers group that I'm in. Perfectly nice guy. I've been in the group for I don't know how long, 6 months, 8 months, something like that. So I haven't known these people outside of the group. And we go, it's once a week, we meet, great, fine. There was a Christmas party, and pretty much everybody but me and a few other people brought spouses. I don't have a spouse, so, I didn't bring one. I brought me. And this one man, he brought his wife, and I didn't get to go talk with them, but I talked with other people, and then there were women there with their husbands, and I talked to them, and, like whatever. So this is months later, I'm going to have the eye operation, and I put out a note to the writing group. I won't be there because I'm having, whatever the hell it is, a cataract surgery. And so this one guy goes, "Oh, I'm going to have one. So I want to hear about it when you're done." I'm like, "Sure, no problem." And he said, "Also, if you need a ride to the doctor, let me know." "Oh, thank you. It's very kind of you." So I said, "I've got somebody who's taking me to the surgery. Don't worry about it." So that happened. And then I was like, "I can't come to the next week because I have to go get the follow-up appointment. I can't drive yet." And he's like, "Well, would you like a ride?" Perfectly nice offer, blah, blah, blah. Something in my system went, wait a second. Now, do you know what I did? I started to argue with myself about why I probably shouldn't feel that. This is a patriarchal loop. When you make yourself wrong before you even get a chance to listen to yourself, talk with yourself, commune with yourself, love yourself, care about yourself, you are in a patriarchal loop. You're in that place that wants you to stay captive within any fears. Doesn't matter where they come from. Doesn't matter. And so I started arguing with myself. He's a perfectly nice guy. You know what? It's going to be fine. It's okay. And then I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Something about that. Like, I feel like he's flirting with me, and he's got a wife, and I'm like not into this whole scene, And I was looking for a permission slip. And what I finally came to was, this feels awkward, so therefore I'm not going to do it. Because I had said to him initially, "Sure, pick me up. That's great. Thank you." Now I was like, crap, this doesn't feel right. So I wrote to him and I said, "I'm going to go do some things, ahead of time." Because I could drive by then. And I was just thinking he could drive me. We could have a nice conversation. But something about it was off for me. So I'm like, I got other things to do first. So I'm going to go do this. I'll take a rain check. Thank you very much for. And when I spoke to my therapist, she went, I was telling her the story, and I said, "I don't know, it just felt off." And she said, "And that's all you need to know." And I went, "Oh my God, you're right." She said, "You don't need a reason. You don't need an excuse. This does not feel good to me." Do you know how not alone I am in that kind of loop? Do you know how many women are caught in loops like that every single day of our lives? Ooh, I can't be mean. Ooh, that would be rude. Ooh, I need an excuse to protect myself first and find out later if that was warranted. You see how this works? Do you see how it hides in plain sight within us, internalized within us? So I learned something really important that day. And when I say learned, I don't mean what we usually think of when we say, "I learned a lesson." Usually we go, "I learned a lesson. I was a dumbass and now I'm better." No, I learned that I'm allowed to say no and yes just because I want to, because it feels right to me to do one or the other. What a concept. What a freaking concept. So, listen, I want to tell you guys about something that I'm starting, and it's for women leaders, women in business. We're all caught in these loops. We're all doing our work, whether it's working for somebody or we're starting a business, doesn't matter. We're all stuck in these loops of like, I have to work my butt off, I have to hurt myself to earn. None of that stuff is true. I'm making so much more progress being in the art of allowing and the paths of least resistance, and it has to come from inside. And so what I'm going to be launching, I hope it's next week. I'm waiting to get the back end. I'm waiting for a piece of software to be launched so that I can incorporate it and we can do this thing. It's going to be an every week, 1 hour a week, guided meditation and insight tarot gathering for women. I have a virtual beach that we're going to go to. It's very calming, very relaxing. We are going to delve into our strengths. We're going to delve into allowing, the art of allowing, and being together as people, as humans, as women first. And then at the very end, for like 10 minutes, we'll be able to meet each other and go, hi, my name is, if you know, here's what I do. Or if you don't want to, you don't have to. I love it too, Hula Mama. Thank you so much for that. So I'm going to be launching that next week. It's going to be just $19 a month, and we'll meet every week. And my aim with it is to calm the nervous system and to start to help you rewire your brain so that you can understand that when you're coming from that calmer, more expansive place and whatever work you're doing it from the right place. You're doing it from here. I don't just mean your heart, but you're doing it from you. You're not trying to endlessly follow rules that somebody else created long ago that have no point other than to control you. And you don't want to be that kind of leader of your life or leader of your business. That's not what you want. So it's called Off the Grid Guided Meditation because we're going off grid for an hour on Tuesdays from 12 to 1 Eastern. So keep your eyes open for that because that's coming. Hi, Anna Marie. Hi, babe. I was just talking with the woman that I hired to help me for 10 hours, the equivalent of 10 hours a week. And, hi, sweetheart. I don't know who it was this morning who said to me on the live I had this morning, they said, you need merch. I said, well, I've got merch on Amazon. I've got journals that I created, beautiful journals that I've created. And they're 8.5 by 11 or 8 by 10, and also the 5 by 7s and all kinds of cool stuff. So all you have to do for that actually is look up my name and then you'll find them. So if you're into journals and stuff like I am, just look up this name on Amazon. You can find that. And I also wrote a book. I've written 4, but the one I put up on Amazon was about when I had my knee replacement. So it's about what you have to know if you're having surgery, because the doctors don't really tell you about the emotional part. They don't tell you about how the medications get you instantly addicted. So you want to try to get off them as quickly as you can. They can give you really bad nightmares. So you want to just be aware that you are able to look into alternatives for the traditional medication. Having options and, and sovereignty is very important to me. And it's important that I give that to you. So there you go. Anyway, I was talking to her. Her name's Deronda, and I was talking to Deronda. And I said, I want to start making t-shirts. I said, do you make t-shirts? Like, do you have a place that you like to go to have those marketed or to put them out on the internet? And she went, yeah. And as I was asking her at first, I was like, this is random. She's not, what would make you think? Like, there's no need to believe she would even have this information. She's like, yeah, I'm getting it together so I can start marketing it. So I'm like, okay, that kind of thing is it's not just the idea, right? Thank you, Anna. blah, 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 Anna Marie. It's not just the idea, because, honey, I've had ideas so many, I could have started 12,000 businesses by now. It's an idea that hits you, that makes you happy, and that is something you can use now. It's the right time for it. It's in the right flow, you know? Because what I used to do was I used to chase everything. Money, business, anything. Success, survival, chase, 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 chase. I'm still decompressing from that because it was a lifelong thing. I'm still decompressing from it. Yeah. And I mean, this is you have to feel that way. This is one of the different ways. Yeah, I knew what you meant when you said toy. There are different ways that we all feel, but there's a very small core number of them based on that very tiny and life limiting rule of you don't matter and how you feel doesn't matter. Because if you build your life, as we all have, from there, like this is just life, you can either adapt to it, or if you're strong enough or rich enough, you can wrestle it to the ground and overcome it. But you're watching in real time people who have all the money who can never have enough because it doesn't make them feel safe because there's nobody home. We need something different. We need ourselves. We need to know that it all comes from us, and we need to allow empty boxes empty see, I can't speak. Empty boxes make the most noise. Yeah. So anyway, what we do is, because we've got that rule, we've got that you don't matter rule, we either, and I can't talk, between the two of us, we're going nowhere fast. So you're either going to live as a victim to your life, and some of these can be combined, right? It's not like one or the other, but so within that there's the victim. Oh, that's just life, I can't change it. Hi, Sharmitria. Good to see you, babe. There's also, I have to fight my way through. That's definitely been one of mine. I don't fight other people, I fight within myself, but fight your way through. And part of that fight for me was, if I can just beat time, if I can move faster than time, if I can use up all my bad karma quickly, then I can succeed. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. But what I did during that time was, oh my God, I did so much. I don't know how many sites I launched. I don't know how many places I took my artwork and stuck it on different products. But oh my God, it is a beautiful day, Sharmitria. Hi, Iris, honey. I don't know. I mean, when I was on with Duranda today and saying to her, do you have a place that you like that can design t-shirts and stuff? She's like, yeah. So I went there. Sure enough, my sign-in information is already in there. I didn't even remember the name of it. I had no freaking idea. I was already on it. And you know what? I found something on there, one of my things that I'm going to go buy. It's $3. And it's freaking gorgeous. I love it. It's so great. Let me see if I can find the, where did I put it? It's so pretty. I'm like, this is badass. I'm good. I'm so good. Oh my God. So it's a sticker. It's a piece of my artwork that apparently at some point in the past, when I was running like crazy, I made into a sticker. And I'm digging the sticker. I'm digging this design, man. I'm loving my own artwork. Oh, what am I doing? I'm taking a picture of the artwork. Hold on. Let me take a picture of the actual. Here we go. There. Now you can actually go look at the damn thing. And I'm like, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get some of these. These are great. I didn't remember I'd ever done it because I was running so fast. Now, today, I talked with Deronda. I've been on TikTok Live 6 days a week for a while now. And people keep saying things in the chat that are like amazing quotes that would be great for t-shirts. So I've been thinking for months, yeah, I should get back to that whole thing and see if I can put them on t-shirts and stuff. And this morning on my live for TikTok, somebody in the chat said, "You need merch." And then I asked my friend Deronda, "Hey, do you know of one?" And she goes, "Yes, it's whatever it was." And then I go, "There's other ones. This one is Redbubble." She goes, "I never heard of Redbubble. I'm going to have to get my stuff on Redbubble." And suddenly we're like, maybe we can help each other artistically in other ways. And this feels like the right, what can I say? It's like the right time. And you know what makes it the right time? It sounds like fun. It's fun. This is not what your mama and daddy taught you. This is not what they taught you. They did not teach you do what's fun. They said, watch out for the future. Life is hard. You better prepare. Get yourself some insurance. Get some education. Get a damn job. Everything based on fear. Every single thing based on fear. Everything. Everything. Everything we've ever done has been based on a platform of fear. So, what question does that bring to mind? What question does that bring to mind? What is the natural next question then? Or do you feel understandably stuck in, well, there's nothing I can do about it? Because that's where I was for a very, 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 very long time. I would come up against something that was stumping me and I'd just go, well, I can't. That's the patriarchal castle, and that's the patriarchal loop in your own life. So the loop you have to interrupt is the I can't. Anytime you hear yourself think to yourself, well, oh well, or I can't. Anytime you think that or feel that, hi Abigail, anytime you hear or think that, I would like you to ask yourself something. I want you to interrupt the pattern. We need to interrupt we of ourselves cannot break the pattern. If we could, all of those personal growth workshops we've been in forever would have worked because we're smart. We went to them, we learned, we went to the webinars, we went to the workshops, we went to the spiritual gatherings, we went and we went and we went and we went and we went, and we're still in roughly the same place we were when we started. How is that possible? Oh, it must be me. Nope. Guess again. It's not you. And that's my whole point. It's not you. But you keep thinking it's you. You keep going to get yourself fixed. And what you're doing when you are thinking, there's something wrong with me, you're buying into a flawed premise. Are there things you want to change about yourself? Yep. Are there traumas that you've had? Yep. Do you have some issues? Yep. But so many of those things and all of the healing, let me put it differently, so many of those things, the suffering that you're having is because you are going at the healing from the wrong place. You're going at it with the patriarchal rules. You're going at it with violence. You're going at it with, let me fight this thing. You're going at it with, I'm wrong, I'm terrible, I'm awful, I have to fix this. There's no feminine in that. That's like living in the damn desert. That's like living where Hulu Mama is living in Arizona. No frickin' rain. And then you ask yourself to go take your canoe out and put it in some water. Where? There isn't any freaking water there. You need to give yourself some water. And the water is so foreign to us that we need to do something that is actually genius. We're genius when we do this. We have to do something tiny. We have to, it's like tricking ourselves. It's like we got to get past the guards of the internalized patriarchal castle. And the way you do that is by giving yourself a tiny bit of relief. The minute you start going, I feel miserable, but I want to be happy, so I'm going to pretend I'm thrilled, you've just effed yourself. You're done. Take a break. Time out. Go get dinner. Like, no, you're done. You're cooked. When you are really cooking with gas is when you go, I feel like absolute crap. I feel like crap right now. And I want to feel a little better. But the first thing you're going to notice isn't that I want to feel better. The first thing you're going to notice is all the ways in which you're telling yourself that your crappy feeling is all your fault. That's the pattern you want to break. Not break. Sorry. That's the pattern you want to interrupt. It will break on its own accord, but you have to interrupt it. What are the things that interrupt it? Notice it. Think about it. Cogitate on it. Wow. You mean, Lori, are you telling me that the whole thing, the whole game of I'm flawed and therefore something is definitely wrong with who I am, that whole game is not correct? That's exactly what I'm saying. Well, then what the hell's the game, and why aren't I playing a better game? Now you're asking the right question. Now you're asking the right question. The game isn't what's wrong with me. That's not the game you want. That's the patriarchal game. It taught you very, very well. What's wrong with me? And what do I have to look out for? Because life is scary and bad and people are mean. What are you talking about? Noticing it is a good thing. There's not one answer. There's nothing I can sell you. There's no blue pill or red pill or yellow pill. There's nothing I can sell you that you could take it and you'd be all better. Because it's not what we came here for. I know we want the pill. I know. I know we do. You know, at this point, maybe we even deserve to have it, but I don't have it. I would have used it long ago, but I don't have it. What I have is an answer. What I have is a different perspective. What I have is something that I went through, where I proved this in the biggest way that I think it's the biggest way I could have proved it. You know, I mean, healing, interrupting the pattern of depression, of 40 years of depression and anxiety, 40 years, interrupting that pattern over and over again, over 5 days, and watching the healing happen starting at the 10-minute mark and going the end of 5 days. I went, wait a minute, what's going on? Something's different. And the different thing was I was no longer depressed. 40 years of depression gone in 5 days because I interrupted the patterns. I rewired my brain. I didn't know that's what I was doing. I was trying to stay alive. But I know now that was 4 years ago. And I call it the 1% solution, and I use it all the time in little ways, lots of little ways. And the little ways are what makes the big changes. The entire idea about this whole Marlboro Man thing, I'm rugged, I do this on my own, and I'm going to jump, I'm Superman, I'm going to jump over the building. Screw you, Superman. You don't exist. Screw you. I keep using this example because it makes sense to my head. It's like a bunch of us are out here going, I want personal growth. I want spiritual growth. I want to feel better. I want to not be depressed. I want to not be failing. I want love. I want healing, physical, mental, emotional. Like I want it. We're out here. And God bless every single one of us. We are out here with our hearts going, where is the answer? Somebody give me the answer. And even when we go to the spiritual and the spiritual says the answer is within you, then we're really fucked. We're like, well, I don't know what that means. I don't know how to do that. That's where my work, that's where I am inserting myself. Because I am done. Because I had the honor of nearly being unalived 4 years ago by my own depression, and instead finding my way into the feminine, finding my way into interrupting the patterns and doing it through the emotion, doing it through the experiential body. You know, that thing that you've been told forever you're not supposed to have or think about. You're just supposed to be practical. You can't be practical around me. You can't be practical only around me. You have to be, to some extent, either open-minded or emotional or both. Because I live right here. And I ain't changing for you. It doesn't mean I'm a rigid person. It doesn't mean I don't care how you feel. But I don't care how you feel. If it means that I have to jettison myself in order to please you, that's not happening anymore. That used to happen all the time. I used to do it all the time. And I mean, it's incredible watching the wiring of the brain do its thing. Like, I can remember, like, I didn't want to wear something beautiful that was rainbow colored because some man out there might think I was gay and not ask me out. Patriarchal loop, anybody? Right? Like, I didn't have the faith in who I am as being not only enough, but freaking fabulous. Thank you very much. Because until you really start to give yourself room to, Anna Marie, until you give yourself room to feel your fabulousness in ways small, medium, and large, you're not going to be able to go out there and put tits up, baby. You're not going to be able to do that and really feel like it's real for you. You can do it. You can stand and do. But then if you don't really believe it, you're going to have that look on your face, defiant. Go on, tell me I'm awful, because you already think you're awful. And you're just going to get it reflected back and you go, see, I knew I was, oh God, it's a mess. Stay out of that game. That game is toxic. The better game is, how do I feel? What do I feel like doing right now? Can I be kinder to myself? Can I be a complete fuck up? Because you are. Because we were trained to do that. We were trained to do it all wrong. So now we're going to take back that phrase and we're going to do it all wrong. We're not going to beat ourselves up. We're instead going to be kind. We're instead, the minute I feel myself going, I go, Doesn't look like a big deal, does it? From to, doesn't seem big. Biggest freaking thing you'll ever do because you're doing it consciously. Because you're doing it, it is a kindness, a deliberate kindness to you. Energetically, this is physics and this is metaphysics, both. Look it up. What you focus on increases. If I focus on depression, I get what I got, 40 years of depression. All I needed, and I didn't know it, and nobody else knew it, nobody told me, and all the rest of it, was I needed to light a candle in the darkness. I couldn't push out the darkness, but I needed to light a candle. I needed to believe that feeling better had some impact, and it does. It does. The higher our emotions are on a ladder, so to speak. Depression's the very bottom, bliss is the very top. In between is all the rest of the stuff. Wherever you are standing on that ladder, I don't care where it is, you can always feel 1% better. Even in the bliss. You can always feel 1% better. And the 1% better is 10,000 times more powerful than whatever the state is that you were just in without that little candle inserted into it. We have to start understanding that emotion matters because it's our vibrational core. It's our reality. It is what builds our lives. It builds the quality of our lives. It rolls out the red carpet to either good stuff or bad stuff or stuff in between. It is who we are. Some of the rich people that I've met in my life are the biggest dumbasses. Like, they're really screwed up. It's not so much the money itself, it's that they never had to develop. Then there are other people who are dumbasses because there's nobody there and they're not rich, but they are perfectly fine with voting for an orange nightmare that that makes fun of people with physical disabilities and is part of the Trumpstein files. Like, there, people still defend this. I don't understand. To me, this is dumbass. This is like complete asleep crazy stuff. I don't understand. And my work is to understand that they don't understand, so that I'm not in a place of like this all the time. Because this isn't going to help my nervous system. This isn't going to help the output that helps my life and it helps everybody else's life. And that's really all we have to do. What makes you feel better in the moment? Start realizing that at the very least, you're giving a gift to your nervous system. But if you keep doing this kind of thing over and over, you're going to start to notice that you are starting to change. Your natural thought patterns are changing. My natural thought patterns have changed over the last 4 years. A lot. I was absolutely negative. And now people are always going, God, you're so positive. I'm like, really? Okay. But I know I feel better a lot. It's not about, I don't have to ever not feel bad. We live on planet Earth. There's grief and there's pain and there's suffering and there's all kinds of stuff. But we don't have to perpetuate it the way we do. Just want you to know, you don't have to. And another one of the patriarchal loops is that you have to be perfect at stuff. So you could be hearing what I'm saying and going, well, I can't do that, because some part of you is going, I can't accomplish that. It's not about accomplishing. It's about a moment-to-moment experience, whenever you choose. It's escape hatches from the patriarchal castle. It's escape tunnels. And you get to decide when you want to go out. In my worldview, in my view of this, the total escape, okay, Hula Mama, I got you. The patriarchal castle, we all feel that it's our home, that it's sort of our identity, and we're working our way out by going out the escape tunnels as often as possible to start to learn that really that's just a game that we've been playing, a toxic game we've been playing, that we learned to play. So we're deprogramming ourselves, you guys. It's a good thing. Once you become enlightened, there is no castle. Or if you're a fan of the movie The Matrix, there is no spoon. But in the meantime, every time you get into one of those escape tunnels, you've made the patriarchy irrelevant. You may still live in it, but you've made it irrelevant. Something that is true for me is I meet a lot of really nice people. Now, part of what makes that happen is that I am feeding the 1% better stuff all the time. Not every single second of the day, dears, but the more I do it, the more it's cumulative. So it happens more and more and more without my having to work so hard. Kind of a good thing, right? That's kind of a good thing. Good return on investment. So that's the big part. Like, I don't tend to attract people who are major assholes. I run into them once in a while, of course, we all do. But that's not my steady diet because it's not how I'm resonating. The other thing is, I don't generally talk to people about religion and politics. I'm not about religion. I don't approve of it. I find it has taken the actual messages of the great tomes of the world and turned them from an actual how-to manual about us and our growth and our beauty and our magnificence and the reality of where we meet the divine, and they've turned them into scary stories that are supposed to make you feel like crap and make you, go into patriarchal loops of I'm not worthy and I'm not as good as, and all this bullshit. It's all bullshit. And the person to watch, to deprogram and to reprogram yourself to be able to read this stuff in the right ways, in the ways that'll free you and make you so freaking high you won't believe it, without anything to make you high other than listening to him, is Bill Donahue on YouTube. Not there's some other guy named Bill Donahue who's like a Catholic or something. It's not him. Do yourself a favor, go watch some of his videos. I love Bill. Bill is my soul brother. I never got to meet him in person. He passed at 91 this past January. But he will deprogram you in a heartbeat with humor and wisdom and third-party validations and physics and numerology and psychology and Jungian psychology and astrology and mysticism and symbolism, and thank you, this is my jam. His wife had the same birthday as me. Like the Brothers Grimm fairy tales, their dark humor uses fear like religion. Ooh. If you haven't read the book Women Who Run with the Wolves, you'll want to look at that book too. And here's where you might want to look at it if you don't want to buy it. Go to archive.org, because archive is a place where you can look at, everything. Like you can look at, books and journals and videos and blogs and podcasts and I don't even know what all for free. You sign up for free. You look at stuff, you read books for free. Give them a few bucks to thank them, and life is good. Or if you don't have any bucks, just share their information out to other people who can give them $2 or $5 or something. Your name is Clarissa. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Ah, you're welcome, Abigail. Wow, Clarissa, that's cool. What time is it? I've lost track. 6:37. Okay. I really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for your hearts, and thank you for being there, and thank you for the comments and the thoughts and the conversations and even the pushback when that happens. It's good stuff. Thanks, Abigail. So did I tell you guys, and you, Anna Marie, did I tell all of you that today is a very important day astrologically? Very, very important day. Today is the biggest, thank you, Paragon. The biggest download of energy that we've ever been able on this planet to receive. Due to all of the shifts that we've all been going through, I'm going to be putting it up onto YouTube, Abigail, so you can watch it once I get it up there. I didn't have time this afternoon to put it up, but I will. This particular moon meditation, this particular one, has happened on at a time when the physical earth on which we live has become predominantly 5D instead of 3D. So there's been a shift. Happened in February 20th. What does that mean? What's 5D and 3D? So 3D is the bowl we've been living in with greed and how can I sell you the red or blue pill so that you can have the bliss you want and you'll give me $10,000 and then good luck to you. Have a nice day. That's the era we're coming out of. The 5D is how can we grow together? How can we run together towards things and be having a hell of a good time even if we never get to the goal? That's 5D. The planet is now physically more attuned to 5D, so it has more room to capture the energy that comes through on a moon like this. And so if you've been feeling very tired, if you've been feeling kind of pissy, if you've been feeling just a little bit lost, stop using the catch-all of something's wrong with me. Stop it. It's not true. It can be something else. Let yourself confront that patriarchal loop and go, I see that. I just did that again. I wonder if it's true. Give yourself some oxygen. Is it that something's wrong with it? I often ask people, is something going on astrologically or is it just me? You're like, what else is going on? Not everything that happens is your fault. Not everything that happens means that you're a screw up or that something's wrong with you. It's just a fact. It's a physics, astrological fact. There are energies at play in our lives that have nothing to do with our stories, have nothing to do with our traumas, have nothing to do with our issues at all. Not at all. I mean, does that orange nightmare have anything to do with your personal story? I hope not. If so, I hold you in unbelievable mercy and love and compassion and gratitude for your courage of survival. But for those of us who are not so impacted so directly, what's happening in the world, it's not about you. It's about an evolutionary sea change. And so we have to start to come together like this, and we've got to help each other look at things differently. We have to find some new answers. We're going to have to go small on this, you guys. We're going to have to go small. My small thing that I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to go out and buy like 100 pounds of rice, because I've been brought to an understanding that because the Straits of Hormuz have been messed with, we're going to have food shortages in the summer. So I want to be prepared. Then I don't have to be scared. That's called taking your power back. That's how you take your power back. Taking your power back is not, I'm going to stand up to that person who was horrible. No, I'm going to make sure that I have what I go get a whole bunch of water. If you end up not needing it, your neighbors might. It's about how you feel. It all comes back to how do you feel? Do you feel strengthened or do you feel weakened? Do you feel like you're trending towards, okay, I can cope, or you're trending towards, I just feel out of control and like disaster is coming? Which way do you want to feel? Because one is going to help you be able to access new ideas. One's going to be able to help you reach out to other people, create community help, offer stuff to people, ask for whatever you need. And the other one is going to shut your ass down and put you on antidepressants. And I'm not against antidepressants. If you need them, take them. I am now in the process, finally, after 44 years of getting off of them. It's a long story, but it's good stuff. This is good. You have all the power, you do. You've been told that you don't. And the power is right in front of your face, which is why you can't see it. It's exactly like, see this pretty card? See what it says on the bottom? Well, if I hold it all the way up to you like this, you can't see what it says on the bottom, can you? You can't see anything. You have to pull far enough back to see what it says. You've been told, your emotions are crap. Don't pay any attention to that emotion behind the curtain. So what did you learn to do? You learned to go, okay, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me that I'm feeling that? What's wrong with me? Instead of, what is this? Oh. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's really kind of cool. What is that? That's beautiful stuff under the ground, and I can kind of smell the earth. I celebrate me. That's been going around like crazy, hasn't it? You can't celebrate you until you have a relationship with you, okay? You know, there's stuff out there. There are people out there who are they're doing good work of helping people break from their certainties that they're wrong, their certainties that they're flawed, their certainties that, whatever, and coming into their emotional flow, which is freeing them. Because when you come into your emotional flow, you're really fully alive, and your emotion does what emotions are supposed to do, which is naturally flow. We hold on to them so tightly. We're like holding against them. No, you can't come in. No, you can't come in. So what did I tell you? When you push against something, it pushes it back harder. So your emotions feel like they get bigger and bigger and bigger, but they just need for you to get the hell out of the way and let them flow. If you can't do it alone, God knows I couldn't. I've had therapists throughout my life. But I don't want rescue. I want people to help me free me. At least that's where I am with it now. You use whatever you can to help you heal into being the person who is complete and authentic and kind to you, and who is where you are your heroine. You start to learn, this is new for me. This is brand new for me. Within like the last year, I've come into like the understanding the concept of compassion to myself. I didn't have that. I didn't have that. And my therapist would say, I have such compassion for how you lost your mother when you were young. And I'd be like, mm-hmm. I couldn't feel it. Like, yeah, okay. And I have to disagree with you, Abigail, and I know that's okay because you and I will disagree sometimes. And we're good with it, which is a beautiful thing. I don't think that, and maybe we have a difference of description. That may be the real deal. What I was gonna say, and now I'm coming into like three different ways to say it, but what I was gonna say was, oh, this life is not for wussies. No, not if you want to grow. I was gonna say that we never run out of flaws, but then I realized that that's its own construct. So what I would say, and maybe I think it's just a reframing in the end, getting past the certainty that flaws are part of my identity. Getting past that idea that they're the cement of me. And instead going, oh, this is a message. This is a setting. This is an old game. This is a patriarchal loop. This is something I don't prefer to feel. I think this life can be magical. I know it can. It is for me. I know it can also suck. It has for me. It's not about deciding that we can get to this magical place where we have everything we could ever want and then we'll be so happy. We have to be happy now. And I don't mean deliriously happy. If you can't reach delirious, I mean, what a big surprise, right? Come on. We haven't even practiced being kind to ourselves. I want to be deliriously happy. And we do have times of delirious happiness, but I'm a big fan of, I like to create the happiness whenever I would like to. Not maybe delirious, but I'm in it for the freedom. I think that's the best way to put it. I'm in it for the freedom. And I'm in this work I do for your freedom, to offer you the oxygen within which you can bring yourself and go, oh, I like that. I like that. That helps. That doesn't. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm a teacher. No, I'm an educator. I'm not a teacher. Teachers go like this. Well, maybe. Anyway. Oh, Abigail, that's pretty. I do not see flaws the same way I used to. I learned a lot by being willing to see them. Ah, that's valuable, right? That's everything. Yeah. I have a friend, my dearest friend, who whenever I whenever I need to reveal something to her, say something to her about something that she's doing, I have to be extremely careful because she hears everything through a lens of that she's wrong. So I always have to couch it very carefully so that she can take in what I'm saying without misunderstanding and without wanting to fight me. And I can't change her. I cannot change her. It's not my job to change her. Um, I just hope that she, at some point, realizes that she has done a lot of a lot of shifting and that it's been good, and that maybe someday she'll maybe someday that'll break open and she'll matter to herself more. I don't know how to handle her. I know how to approach her. She's Her partner in life is a man who lives completely encased in fear. So I think that's I think that's where they remain connected to some degree. But she's lovely, and I love her dearly, and she loves me dearly, and whatever. All right, what time is it? 6:53. I have got to go. It's been lovely hanging out with you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Probably. I don't think I have anything tomorrow other than this, so it'll either be 4 or 5. True, Anna Marie, true dat. Lovely to meet those of you I haven't met before. If you're not following me, feel free. I will. I will have a fabulous evening. I'm going to the Friday night. What is it called? We all cook stuff and then we Eastern. Yes, Eastern. Don't forget archive, because free books and free stuff and lots of free awesomeness. Oh, nice. Potluck. Yes. Every week, potluck with people from ages 60 to 83. Really cool. Okie dokie. Mwah. See you tomorrow. Lots of love, lots of moxie. keep being fabulous. You know you can't help it anyway. Okay? Okay. Bye. Ciao.